all saw it coming, but now it's official. Star Wars The Force Awakens has passed Avatar to become the #1 all-time domestic box office champion. The film passed the $760 million mark to break the record James Cameron's Avatar has held on to for 6.5 years. Having already set just about every other box office record, the only relevant one remaining is the all-time worldwide record, still being held on to by Avatar. Avatar has just under $2.8 billion, while The Force Awakens currently sits in fourth with over $1.55 billion. Mark, now that The Force Awakens is the #1 all-time domestic champ, does it change your position on if it can actually catch the worldwide title? Also, should we expect the same kind of success from the other Star Wars films?
Well, let's just start with crowning the achievement of being the all-time most money-making movie here in the United States. Go ahead and put on a Burger King crown, Star Wars, because you deserved it, and I'm happy to see that. It's so much harder to predict how the worldwide box office is going to turn out, because I don't even know if this movie has opened in China yet.
Today.
Or if it opens today.
Yeah.
We know
it's
that
the last market to open it.
And they did a big marketing push in China.
Huge push.
They did huge. There's billboards. They turned 2 buildings into 2 lightsabers. I don't know if the appetite in China for Star Wars is anywhere near what it is. I don't believe it is, as much as it was here anyway. But maybe the tide turns with this movie. I love this movie, so I'm happy to see it beat Avatar. But you got to do $1.3 billion more of business. I don't know that you can reach that number. I don't think it has to. I still am going to stick with my original optimism and say, yeah, somehow it's going to eke it out. The future Star Wars movies, on the other hand, I don't think are going to. I don't think that Episode 8 or Episode 9 are going to be able to do it. I certainly don't think Rogue One is going to be able to match the box office records for Star Wars, because, like we talked about the day of the premiere, we're never going to see a movie event like this in our entire lives. Avatar was such an anomaly that it just kept on rolling and getting business both here and worldwide. Star Wars The Force Awakens was the ultimate comeback for a franchise that we so desperately wanted. You're never going to have that feeling again. These movies that are coming out could be great. I just don't think that they're going to be all-time contenders just yet.
Christian?
I agree. I don't think that Episode 8 or 9 are going to be able to do the money that 7 did. And I also was going through the list yesterday, and you looked like Episode 5 is so far behind Episode 4, and like Episode 2 is so far behind Episode 1, and the sequels they do well. They do really well, but I agree 100% is that there's this buildup and this feel and this magic that was waiting to see what was coming since Episode 6. That we're not getting that type of feeling again, because and this movie's going to be out in like a year and a half, Episode 8 anyway. So I think it'll do really well, but these type of numbers, I don't know. Now, as far as catching Avatar, I am also sticking with my guns, but I might change my tune after I see what the China intake is.
Well, I mean, that's the magic bullet here, right? Yeah. Is China. Because look, if I've said all along, I don't think Star Wars can catch Avatar's worldwide box office, but if Star Wars can open in China, and the projections I'm hearing aren't optimistic, but if it could open in China, I think you might have brought this up yesterday, I'm not sure, but if it can make $600 million in China, now remember the all-time box office record in China is 390, but if it can make like $600 million, I think it's got a fighting chance. I really do. So that's real. We're now just sitting and waiting for China. I think $600 million in China, though, is a stretch, and I think even if it does hit $600 million in China, that still leaves you with about $800 million more you got to make elsewhere. I think we're about to see Star Wars take a big dip in the North American box office. I think it's probably going to make around 75 maybe this weekend, maybe 70, which makes making another $800 million on top of what it can make in China a very tall order. As far as whether it can match the success, the future Star Wars movies can match the success, I agree with both of you. It's unlikely, because not only did you get Star Wars, but it's Star Wars's, basically, for lack of a better term, it's its coming out party. I mean, it's back. It's its announcement. I'm here now. Right. And that magic that we felt at that opening night, being there on that carpet and with that crowd, it was a bigger event than the Oscars. They shut down more blocks in Hollywood than they do for the Oscars for this thing. So let's look at the first one coming up, Rogue One. I'm so excited for Rogue One, but you're not going to have trailers with Han Solo saying Chewie, we're home. You're not going to see Luke Skywalker in the trailer. You're not going to see R2-D2 or C-3PO, though I suppose it's a possibility.
Might see Vader.
I mean, we might see Vader. And I'm telling you, like the Wonder Woman thing in Batman vs. Superman, if Vader is in this movie, at some point you're going to see a lot of Vader in that marketing, because that's going to be the connective tissue, right? But I just don't think that's the case, no matter how good the movies are. And let's remember, they don't have to equal what Star Wars The Force Awakens did at the box office to be incredibly successful. If Rogue One comes out, makes $350 million domestically and like $850 million worldwide, believe you me, Lucasfilm and Disney are jumping up and down and swimming in pools of money, because that would be considered a massive success. Episode 8 will be bigger than Rogue One. Absolutely will. But again, I agree with both of you guys. I don't think it can catch what Episode 7 does, nor does it need to.
Yeah, and Rogue One's going to get some confused people in there as well, too, thinking that that it's Episode 8. But I think that what Force Awakens will also do is it's going to be the first movie in history to make $1 billion domestically. Like that, if it that alone would be something that I don't know will ever be touched.
It could get there. I mean, $88 million last weekend. And if it can do somewhere close to that this weekend, it's got a great shot. I think the one record that I do think could be in trouble for Force Awakens with other Star Wars movies threatening it is the opening weekend numbers. Because look, Episode 8, I don't think Rogue One's going to touch it, but Episode 8 comes out. It's a summertime movie this time.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to see it opening weekend because there's so many other movies coming out soon in summer.
Oh, that's a good point.
It could threaten it. I mean, 45 million, whatever it was.
Yeah.
That's a lot of jack.
I don't think it's going to get the pre-sales that Force Awakens has got, though.
No.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the opening weekend numbers is the one that I don't think it's going to do the domestic run that it will, because that's what hampers it, is the fact that it is opening in summer and you do have so much competition coming 2-3 weeks
everybody's
later.
gonna be
But
going
opening weekend,
weekend.
it could touch
But
it.
didn't the pre-sale numbers add into the opening weekend?
They do.
They did.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Well, yeah, I mean, if you bought them for opening weekend, it factors into whatever day you bought
Yeah.
the
Right.
tickets. So.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, click here to watch the entire episode. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it'll help you stay up to date with all the stuff we've got going on here at Collider.